Peter, where you from?
Pete Nutrition. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I own and run sforcejobs.com. It's a job board focusing on any
Salesforce?
any industry, yeah, any position inside of the Salesforce industry. So if you work directly with Salesforce admins, developers, salespeople,
Yeah, that's an interesting niche. How long have you been doing that?
since 2018.
2018. Okay. Is there are there a couple of Salesforce job boards out there?
There's been a
Or,
couple that have come and go.
yeah,
I think I've outlasted most of them. So.
nice. So you're 7 years in. That's pretty good. What's that market like? Is it just always hiring or?
No, it's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of layoffs, kind of earlier this year and late last year. But definitely seeing it kind of rebound right now.
Yeah, the whole software type of one software vendor job board is interesting. I helped a client with Workday. She's doing Workday jobs, right? Which is a pretty big piece of software that a lot of people hire it for, but it's a interesting niche you're in there. Mm. How big is the site? How many what's your traffic like and stuff?
I get about like 1,000 active users a month, and I do like probably
Mm.
15,000 page views a month. And,
Pretty good. Throw your link up in the chat there. We can take a look at it.
yeah.
Mm.
Love to find ways of attracting more people that are wanting to post jobs,
Yeah,
obviously.
I think
Um,
what we can do is today is just I can do a little on the fly critiques of your sites if you want. We can talk about some stuff. I was gonna go over some news too. We had more people registered. No one showed up yet, but we'll see what happens here. Whatever the case, we'll make the good use of our time. Where's the chat? Did you have to get any is there any uh trademark issues with the name at all?
I haven't run into any. I know as like an actual partner, you can't use like Force in your company name,
Oh yeah.
but that's only for like official partners. So
Mm.
I've never heard it from Salesforce. Knock on wood. But,
Yeah, they used to be for the Workday, they used to be a site called wdgigs.com, Workday gigs.
mhm.
I don't think they could use they couldn't put the full name in there because it's not a Workday thing. So you have to use like a mashup like you're doing there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Christine, how are things at exec thread?
Yeah, pretty good. I think have the same ups and downs as other job boards.
Hmm.
We've been focusing a lot on, I would say, operationally recently, like how to just be a little more efficient operationally.
Hmm.
Uh, and we're going to start getting back into retention. And I would say retention focus probably more than just straight up member growth, but both are on our near term end of year horizon.
Gotcha.
This
All right.
is, yeah.
Well, we'll come back to your site and then we'll revisit it. But okay, S4's jobs here. What are you running on, Peter? What software? Mm.
I coded it all myself on
Good.
Laravel PHP.
Nice. Looks pretty good. Do you have a LinkedIn page?
I don't. I might start one now. I've actually been in the Salesforce ecosystem for 15 years, and I actually just left a company that I started. And so I have been very hesitant to connect my real life world to this job site, I guess, up until now, just because of other potential complications.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely recommend having a LinkedIn page. I think LinkedIn is the most effective social media channel for a job board today. It's grown more, whereas Facebook and X have become less useful, depending on the industry, of course. But overall, it's what I've been seeing so far. So definitely get a LinkedIn page. You can just automate it now. Actually, LinkedIn has this new thing where I was able to add an RSS feed to my company page. Let me see if it's even around some of these. Um, might be in the settings, maybe.
What kind of feed did you say? I think I missed
An
it.
RSS feed, yeah. So if you have like blog posts, you can automatically push them to the LinkedIn pages now.
Oh, cool.
At least one of the pages I run. Job site, which is a client of mine. I logged on yesterday. There was a message up here saying you can post your RSS link here. Um, manage content sharing. Yes, here it is right here. So you just give it your feed. Here's the link right here. Get shared automatically. You can use description from the RSS feed. So go look at those settings there and maybe be able to see that there. It's just a nice little automated tool to automate your LinkedIn pages.
This integrates direct from your RSS to
Yeah.
LinkedIn
Yeah,
without
just give LinkedIn your RSS feed and you can share.
that.
Normally you have to have like
That's
a third party social media tool to connect it, but in this case, it looks like LinkedIn is starting to put those back there. Used to be
And
able
what was the page you started at to get to the external content sources
I went to
settings?
settings, yeah, and then manage content sharing.
Okay, cool. Thank
So
you.
if you don't see it yet, they may be rolling it out slowly. So let me just look at one of my other pages here, see if it's there. Settings. See, it's not on this one here, so I don't know how they're rolling it out.
Mm-hmm.
So you may or may not have it yet. So let me try one more. Let's see here. No, it's not on this one either. So I don't know what the cadence is for them, but yeah. If you don't see it, maybe do some
Mm-hmm.
Googling and see if it's there. But I digress. So let's go back to Salesforce jobs. Okay. Find your next Salesforce position. Let's take a look at your, okay, create a free account. Okay, Peter, where is your pricing page?
If you go up to just click on recruiters at the bottom or up at the top, recruiters.
Okay. Okay. What I'd like to see you do, here's a quick win for you. Um, Normally that post a job button should be up here next to the register and login. So add a purple or maybe even like a red, something in different color, just to call it out. You want to basically have the post a job button a couple places on the homepage, especially above the fold, as your to help those those drive-by job postings and stuff like that. So add some more links in there. Maybe do another section, another banner or banner over here for employers, just pointing them out again. Again, the more real estate you give that post a job button or employer button, the better. The more postings you'll get. So that's my initial critique there. It's the first thing I noticed. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Are you listed on Google for jobs, stuff like that?
No.
You're not?
Mhm.
So get your go to jobs.google.com and just check your schema on the job posting side and submit your XML feed there. You'll get a trickle more traffic coming to your site, but should be on there. Do you have okay, you got an email list down here. Are most of these jobs remote, Peter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the majority of them are, yes.
Yeah. So do you have a weekly email list you're doing?
A weekly email, and then if you're looking for a job, you can create a free account and then put in your, filter parameters and get like real-time emails when new jobs are posted.
Nice. Do you have a like a resume database at all or a profile database to search?
Um, I've started to create one and people have filled it out, but I haven't thought about really giving it access to other people like recruiters yet.
Yeah. Since you build your own site, what I would do if I were you is create a section in here, featured members, featured Salesforce experts. You could maybe hide their name, for confidentiality sake, but um, give them a chance to be seen. Would be another recommendation for you. You can even charge them for maybe featuring their profile. Some boards do that now. That's some revenue you might be missing there. But bubble up, surface those candidates for the recruiters. And also, if you could put them on the homepage too, like featured job posts, featured experts, that's just another attraction tool for the recruiters out there to use you overall. So you're just showing them you have more value, you have actual people on here, the experts and stuff like that. So create a nice profile for them and make that public, or allow the seeker to turn on public if they wanted to or not. And bubble that content up a bit, because you must have, hundreds, not a few thousand maybe at this point, right?
Yeah, thousands over the years. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if it's more than 1,000, and you can put that online in some kind of searchable format like you do with the jobs. That's good content for you, and it's an attraction tool for the employers out there. Hey, Brian Fox, thanks for joining us.
What's up, Chris? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Very good.
What's new at Trusted Herd?
Um, this will be probably the last day that you see this marketing website.
Oh, going live with a new one.
Brand new one comes up tomorrow, and it actually looks, we look like a real business on it.
Nice. Everyone, meet Brian Fox here. He's one of the more successful job board owners I know. Here with Trusted Her, which is an event marketplace, or event job marketplace for hiring people for events, stuff like that around the country. And when did you start
Yeah.
it again, Brian? It's about 10 years old now or less?
Um, eight and a half.
8.5. Okay.
And COVID was not kind to the event industry. I was just talking to another event industry startup founder this morning. We were talking about, that moment in time and how
Mhm.
probably for a lot of event companies, probably
Mhm.
we'd probably be about 2 years further ahead right now if it wasn't for that moment.
You know, that brings me up a point. So COVID screwed up a lot of stuff, a lot of businesses back then, but I even launched one called HR Lancers, which is a HR freelancing platform in January of that year. And then COVID hit in March, and then everything had a great launch. Like 5,000 people came to the site, had really good momentum. And then COVID just killed everything because everyone laid off HR people. Also, I heard recently that Indeed was going to acquire collegegrad.com right before COVID happened, and COVID happened and fixed that deal.
Yeah.
So, collegegrad.com just came to me recently. Actually, he's looking for a buyer. So,
Hmm.
working with him to sell that space. But yeah, it's COVID screwed up a lot of stuff back then for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, everything's good. I mean, we just had yesterday was our most daily applicants ever yesterday.
Wow.
Um,
How big is that? What's the number?
we crossed 6,000 in a day. And so that puts us in the last 12 months at like 1.24 million applicants have applied to jobs through the site.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you don't have much competition, do you? What is your main competition, would you say? Is it Indeed or?
God, I was just talking 2 weeks ago, week ago, to a company. They were using Indeed, paying like 2,500, 3,500 a month
Mhm.
for recruiting. And ultimately, after they joined premium with Trusted Herd, and after a day, they were like, this is incredible. Like, I don't know why we were using Indeed so much before. Not much competition. And I think that's where we, like many niche job boards, that's where we differentiate ourselves. Like the people who sign up for Trusted Herd only are interested in event gigs, right? So where you can get, maybe 200 applicants on Indeed, it's like, all right, well, maybe only 10 of them are actually in our wheelhouse of people who know what we're doing, or yeah, like all this data is old. But
You
if
have
you
apps
go,
now?
what's that?
When did you launch apps?
We launched apps a long time ago.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so dedicated Android app, dedicated Apple app. I mean, we got the Apple one. I forget how many downloads. If you click that link, um, I don't know if it'll open up the App Store.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No. How expensive was it to build it?
Oh yeah, not cheap.
Mhm.
Um, it's on its own iOS platform, but we have um
Here it is on Google Play.
87, almost 8,800 reviews, 4.8 stars.
Just a question, are the majority of your applicants applying on mobile? Is that why you
Um,
like these platforms?
yeah, I would say yes. But we have a web side of things too,
Mm-hmm.
where workers apply, and then Chris has been instrumental in helping us along the way, just with like I didn't come from a job board background, so some of the low-hanging fruit that we didn't know existed, but uh, he turned us on to Google for Jobs, and all of our jobs are crawlable now for Google for Jobs. And I just checked like our Google Analytics, and it's definitely producing. And what's nice is the volume is there now, where like nearly everyone in Trusted Herd is getting hit every day with, hey, there's a new job in your area. So I think we're up to almost 76,000 have been posted in the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Ryan, you can fix your logo doesn't link to your homepage.
it does not. No.
No. You
If you,
fixing that, I hope.
yeah, if you go to um, the numbers aren't there yet, but if you go, Chris, if you put staging
Yeah.
dot trusted herd,
Oh, get a preview here.
yeah, and get rid of the
Uh,
HTTPS dot.
all
So
right. Yeah, there we go.
this is what our new page will look like.
I like it. Post a
Uh,
job, find a job. Here you go.
these numbers will all be, this is all like our staging site data, but um, it just tells the story of Trusted Herd way better.
Yeah, totally. I like all the testimonials. Wow.
And
Um,
then cool little tool is that second tab up top, the Find Talent tab. Um, that's just like a cool new little tool that we put in, with that put in any address in the US and you pick your mileage radius and see how many workers are around you.
oh,
So,
wow.
you could just type in anything.
17 in my area. Okay. That's awesome.
White Plains, New York, not
Yeah.
very urban, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like I think like if in Chicago area, if you did 30, I think there's something like 9,000 people. Miami, same deal. Really what we find is um, it's based on like, oh, you know why? This is attached to our staging data. That's why the
Oh,
numbers
okay.
aren't accurate.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It's not our production site. So just like a neat
Uh,
little tool.
yeah, it's a nice little incentive, for the employers to
Yeah.
check you out. So,
And then if you click premium membership, like we finally have a dedicated page that shows all the value there,
mhm.
what you get in each one of
Nice.
the sections, um, more testimonials. And then the next one is the pricing page, which we didn't have before. So,
Gotcha.
um,
Very nice. Yeah. Love the layout here. Simple, clean, easy to read. 3 boxes. It's
yeah,
my
it's
favorite
just,
layout like that.
yeah, it was, I mean, took a lot
Hmm.
of, actually, I think like this has been a long time coming. It's just we put a lot of focus into the product as opposed to the
Yep.
marketing page, and obviously the site still grew, but did a lot of like research into strong proponent of, hey, you know, things work on certain sites for a reason. Like there's no sense to reinvent the wheel. Just, try to take what works on big job sites, how they lay out their marketing pages, etc.,
Yep.
and go for it. So yeah, this will come out tomorrow.
Yeah. So when I click on a post here,
Mm-hmm.
it says welcome back. It should say
Yeah.
like you should have like post
It'll
a job here to sign in to post a job or give it some more
it,
context.
yep. So it'll
Yeah.
be sign in or create an account. Like that's one of the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
pieces that'll be part of tomorrow. But
Gotcha.
yeah. Um,
Awesome. Well, I look forward to the new launch. Let me know, ping me when you launch and maybe I'll do a little social media post on it or something.
nice. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Mm.
But yeah, I think like right now we're just focus is we've never done outbound marketing. So trying to figure out what the play is there of, you got all these companies posting brand ambassador jobs everywhere online. How do you reach out and find those decision makers and tell them, hey, you should be posting on here.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's next step for us.
Awesome. Hey, Jordan, put your link in the chat there. Let's take a look at your site.
Yeah, it's in Construction Jobs Australia. Is there a link in the chat?
Let's see here. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Yep. 1 second. All right. You guys see it now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. You running on software, Jordan? Looks like you
Yeah.
are. Which one?
Using Gearboard.io.
JBoard. All right. Okay. And when did you start this site? So it's been a couple of years.
2.5 years, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Overall, how's the construction industry in Australia? You know it better than we do, but
Well, the construction, civil engineering, and mining industry is worth 300 US billion per year. So it's it's an industry in demand. It's an industry with a lot of revenue, but also as like a solo entrepreneur here, it's an industry that's quite hard to break into for the true like business to business relationships.
Mhm.
Australia is a much smaller population than the US or the UK. There's only 28 million heads in Australia. So it's relative that there's less jobs, there's less job advertising. The market's a lot tighter for external companies.
Mhm.
It's predominantly run. The largest player in Australia is seek.com.au, which would be where most of the business to business advertising revenue goes. Mostly myself, I've only really been successful in getting unsolicited commercial, like small SME, small business, single post advertising. Occasionally had subscribers, and company subscriptions.
Talk to
But
me
I've
about
had
yeah. What do you do from a marketing standpoint? Are you doing an email newsletter? You need some thoughts on what you're trying to do at least.
well, I have a newsletter which I haven't been fully consistent with. But I could definitely be doing better. But I have quite a large email audience. I have around 9,000 emails in the first couple of years.
That's good.
And the audience it's massively candidate based. It's built from the foundations of a social media network on Facebook. So as you say, Facebook might not be good for certain industries and certain level of uh, workforce, but construction particularly Facebook is
It's
possibly
good.
the
Yeah.
best
Right.
place,
Yeah.
possibly the best place to be right now. In Facebook, on Facebook, we have over 150,000 members, a group and a page dedicated to each different state in Australia.
Wow.
And they are very, very engaging. There's a lot of
Are you?
activity.
Yeah. Are you posting like jobs in there every day to leverage that traffic?
I have not directly posting jobs every day. I have some automation set up where, because we have limited number of categories of jobs that we will entertain,
Hmm.
construction, civil engineering, mining, and a select few other blue collars. We have a system where there is an automation that will incrementally post, find construction jobs, find mining jobs, find civils jobs, and that's automated into to the network. I have a vision and scope to get a lot more automation built, but me not coming from a technical background, obviously I come from the construction industry. My technical skills are limited. I've spent a
Yeah.
lot of time trying to build these automations and uh, get them to all come through the RSS and be um, there's a lot more. There's a lot of gaps in the network. There's a massive network which I have fully under control. However, I haven't yet successfully created the all of the links for the network to be
Hmm.
uh, as fruitful as it should be. But we
I
get
got a, I got a tip for you.
through.
So
Yeah,
I talked to a construction company over here called Trade Hounds. They have
yeah.
I think they're app only. They're a mobile only construction employment app. And they had a great idea, which you could steal, which is this basically. Uh, one of the ways they grew was offline, and what they did was for everyone who signed up, every job seeker who signed up, they got their address and they mailed them stickers for their hard hats.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah.
They put those hard hats on their, they put those stickers on their hard hats, walked around the construction site, and that's how people learned about them. You should do the exact same thing, man,
that's
because
That
you're
awesome.
is
the perfect candidate
that's a
for that.
very, 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 very good idea, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, if the candidate's address is there, and if everyone was walking around in Australia with a sticker saying
Yep.
constructionjobsaustralia.com on the back, it would be astronomical growth. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very good idea.
If I were you,
Thanks, sir.
I'd go physically go to these construction sites, just pass them out,
Mm.
you know?
Well, there is some difficulty in that as I'm actually in the UK.
Oh,
It's
I keep forgetting you're not in Australia.
I
Well, find
did
somebody in Australia to go there.
I did live. I lived in Australia for a couple of years, hence building the social media. When I lived there, the visas which I was eligible for no longer eligible to get to the age. Um, but because the network's so big, obviously I've been trying to navigate how to um, fully monetize off the size of the social media. But as I say, I've a lot of technical challenges, and I've made some bad decisions in trying to do a lot of things on my own rather than reach out and hire freelancers and technical people who understand how to do this. I've had this
Yeah.
sort of narcissistic belief that I can do everything on my own and figure it out. And
It's hard, you know. I would, if you can, maybe find somebody part-time in Australia who could help you a little bit on the ground at least, 'cause it's tougher to run a job board when you're not in the same country, just generally speaking, right? So you're gonna have to find ways to offset that risk there. But okay, let's take a look at exec thread and see what there's like. So the exec thread is one of the few executive based, it's not quite a job board. Christine, how do you describe it? It's more like a network, right?
Yeah, so you have to we advertise that you're, part of our executive network. We have probably around 900,000 members at this point. But really what people use us for is the job board at the end of the day.
Hmm.
And our job board's probably a little bit different than everyone else's, where I would say 99.8% of our revenue comes from the actual members. So we're a B2C focused job board. Um, so
And
different.
so companies can they post for free, or how do the job postings work for them?
Yeah, we have a post a job link there. I think it's the third one in the header. And
Oh yeah,
people can
okay.
post for free. But if you want certain, what do you call them, features, we have different levels for that. So, yeah, we
Gotcha.
tried to break it down here
Yeah.
for B2B purposes. We really don't do any marketing for B2B. The good thing about our network is the people who are in our network are also hiring managers. Um, so we kind of have like an intrinsic flywheel for posting.
Yep.
for jobs, but it's not, it's not our focus. And I would say the majority of people on our job board
Hmm.
are not hiring. They're the ones looking for the job. So it's not not a big revenue stream for us at the moment, at least.
And for candidates, there's a fee for them, or
Yeah, so if you, well, you're logged out, but basically, once you're logged in, if you were interested in a role, we upsell you to a membership,
Mhm.
and basically, I think we have four packages right now. A monthly, which is actually starts as like a $1 trial. Like, hey, if you want to try this, give us $1. Um, and if you renew, it's, 60 bucks a month. And then it goes up to lifetime, which I think we charge around 1,500. And then we have a 6 month and an annual plan in between those numbers as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what's this executive branding product here?
That is actually a partnership with Top Resume.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Oh, interesting.
just you could think of it as our resume service.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. How's that going for you? Did you just start that, or?
we've had it for years at this point.
Mm.
Um, they've kind of, as they morphed, we've morphed as
Yep.
well. Um, I would say it is not what it used to be for Top Resume. Therefore, it's not what it used to be or for us in terms of like,
Yeah.
AI is really,
Yeah, yeah, it's taking over the resume writing
yeah,
process for
like
sure.
it's actually crazy. So it's not what it used to be, but they have recently been like, I would say like updating their product line and what's
Mhm.
offered.
Yep.
So we are probably going to be um reassessing what it looks like and figuring out like where we fit into their product line because not
Yeah.
all
Mm.
are good
Some
for.
of the AI, excuse me, AI resume tools have affiliate programs now. Like Rightsea is one of my sponsors here. Check them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Um,
we talked to them a little while back, and if I remember correctly, they have basically like a freelance network of recruiters, not recruiters, of writers that they can like
yeah.
flow resumes
They
to
have
as well.
they have an AI version of it too. Like it's cheaper, I guess, for the seeker. But
Oh, cool.
yeah,
I didn't, yeah, we haven't talked to them in probably a
yeah,
year point, but do you know if that's like public information? I could just go to their site and look.
yeah. Yeah. Go to Rightsea. I'm trying to think of the name of the. They have like a separate brand for this AI generated tool, and the name escapes me at the moment. But
All right, I'll see if I could
I'll try and follow up with you. But yeah, go to Rightsea and see if it's on there. It's like
job
nine.
search genius or something. Is
Yeah,
that it?
that's Job Search Genius. That's it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'll definitely take a look. Thank you.
you take a look at it. It's kind of a white label thing.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
interesting. All right. Let's see, Michael, how you doing? You want to tell us about your job board?
Okay, so I do not have a job board. I am
Oh, okay.
teaching human resources classes, and I subscribe to your newsletter to share with my students.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Nice. Where do you teach?
Currently, I'm teaching at a small private university in San Diego, all
Nice.
international students.
All right. Do you have any questions about job boards we can answer?
No, you have always been very thorough with your newsletters and these meetups. I love these.
Thank you.
And so, yes, I share the newsletters with my students and encourage them to look into this kind of stuff.
All right. Awesome. Good to hear from you. But tell them
Mhm.
to check out jobboardhive.com, my directory, if they want to see other niche job boards out there. And pull it up for you.
Okay.
I launched this earlier this year, and there's
I
45,
remember that from the last meetup. Yeah.
yeah, 45 different categories here. And if you're not, guys on the call, if you're not, I think most of you should be on here already. I know I put Executive on there. I put Trusted Herd on there. Jordan and Peter, you may want to add your uh, sites and whatever, tech or construction, stuff like that. There's one for blue collar, Jordan, and there's one for tech. Um, Jordan.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually visit to create an account before, and I maybe it must have slipped. I've definitely been on here and seen it, and it was a to-do list to add my site here. Actually, I've totally forgot, which I'll get to that after this call, I
Yeah,
guess.
you get a free backlink, so help your SEO a little bit. So here's the existing ones in blue collar construction. So
There's quite a few on there
yeah,
also. Are they,
yeah.
I guess mostly in the US, are they?
All over, yeah. So it's global in nature, but it skews to the US right now. So let's talk about some news in the industry. So first of all, Career Builder and Monster are for sale. Uh, so we'll have to see what's going to happen with that. Lots of rumors about who's going to buy them or whatever, but they put out some kind of announcement or letter to the staff that they're closing up the U.S. headquarters in Chicago there and laying off staff members later this year. They let go as of August 4th. So everyone right now is trying to figure out who's going to buy these guys because they still have like another 100 or $200, 200 million in revenue out there. Yes.
Do you
But
think it's
these
going
are,
to be a PE firm, or what do you think is going to gobble them?
it's either a PE firm or it's going to be like maybe another bigger job board. I've always said like ZipRecruiter should just snag them up and just,
Mm-hmm.
backfill them to get more traffic. Um, Maybe somebody in the EU might want to come over here and buy it. So
Mm-hmm.
lots of speculation. No one knows yet. So yeah,
Okay.
PE owns them now. So or Apollo Group at least own Career Builder and stuff. Yeah, at this point they're kind of like they're they still have brands there. They still have some traffic. They still have some revenue, but from a just a usage standpoint, like no one's no
Yeah.
employers are using them anymore, and it's like they're going down. Like it's question now is how do you just nurse it for whatever it's left, in terms of traffic and
Yeah.
revenue, and just set a small amount of staff in there and just nurse it and milk it for the rest of their lives, or do you just backfill it all and just fire everyone and just kill it basically? To be TBD. We'll have to see, guys. No one really knows yet, and I've been asking around, and no one seems to have any good answers yet. So well, we shall see. Well, the guys over at Smart Job Board are going after associations now. They keep putting out these press releases around their board. So they're going for associations, which companies like Your Membership, Boxwood have traditionally powered those job boards. Web Scribble, another one, and they're building a sales force behind it. So they're helping those organizations market the job board to bring some extra revenue. So that's something new that Smart Job Board is doing. The CEO of Indeed is stepping down, Chris Himes. So he was there from 2019, I guess 2020, 2019 on. They've had a lot of missteps in the last couple of years. The whole uh, cost per cost per acquisition rollout and a bunch of other failures, so to speak. So the chairman of Recruit Holdings, Deco, is coming back to lead the company. And supposedly they're going to launch some kind of AI agents for the seekers and the employers in the fall at their conference in the fall in September, I think. FeatureWorks. So we'll have to see. Thanks for joining, Brian. We'll have to see what they can do with that. I've always thought that Indeed's going to basically buy one of those AI resume tools like a Teal or someone and add it to their mix of stuff. They're better off buying at this point other tech than they are at building tech because they haven't built anything cool in forever. So Indeed is, but it's still a huge company. It's still, it still brings in like, for many employers, 5 to 10x more applicants than any other job board out there. So they still have that to lean on. But from an innovation standpoint, Indeed is really fallen short these last few years.
Isn't Indeed going into actually delivering placements? So rather than just applications, there's
Well,
talk
they
of
have like
Indeed.
they have like Indeed Flex, I think, which is uh, portions of their company that do temp staffing like that.
So cutting out the recruitment, cutting out the recruiters and
Yeah.
using
Yeah,
using
because
the
their parent owner,
database
Recruit Holdings,
direct.
is a major staffing player.
Mm.
They own staffing companies all over the world, and that's their background. But they launched Indeed Flex a number of years ago, and they may have a couple other staffing related plays there too. So, but they've always done that. But Indeed, Indeed.com is still just a aggregator, if you will. There's a couple job boards for sales I mentioned, collegegrad.com, IT Job Cafe here as well. So if anybody is interested, send me a note. What else is in the news? My lead gen tool, Lead Candy, went out of business, I think. I've been using these guys for a number of years, and they're great at building lists for you. But now their site is gone. So if you guys have any list builders out there, let me know. Here's a post I did about Indeed's. They're trying to monetize the seeker in Canada. They're trying to be like LinkedIn. They're saying like stand out to employers, mark jobs you're the most interested in, apply with confidence, see jobs where you might be a top applicant, see his future profile. It's all just like LinkedIn stuff. So they're kind of grasping at straws here with their new features and stuff. I think you could charge seekers. That's something that's exec thread does, right? And if you add value, people will pay for things. But this is not adding value to the seeker. What would add value for the seeker is maybe access to jobs before other people can apply. It's maybe like a 24-hour window before they push that job out to the public, or being able to sponsor their resume in there, things like that. That's what people are willing to pay for. But Indeed doesn't seem to understand how that market works overall. Anyway, what other challenges or questions you guys have about job board operations at this point? It's 147 here.
I think I'm good. I just, wanted to listen and see
Yeah.
what other what we're up to. Um,
Oh, thanks for
I
joining, Christine.
yeah, definitely want to look into the what we started with, the RSS feed on
Yeah.
for pages. That was super super helpful because I had no idea about that.
Yes, I just happened to see it yesterday, so hopefully rolls out to everyone.
Yeah, it seemed to be on our page.
It did?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
And I'm part of like another page as well, and it was on that one, so
Oh, good.
must be going fast if it's rolling
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll do the next meet. I do these quarterly, so next one will be in September, probably late September-ish. So stay tuned for that. And then again, maybe in December.
Okay.
I gotta. Yeah, if you guys have any things you want me to write about, shoot me an email. I'm always looking for content to write on. I didn't get a chance to write anything this week actually, so no newsletter. But I will put this meeting up on YouTube in shortly, next day or two, and I'll push it out on the blog as well next week, so you guys rewatch it. But appreciate everyone joining. And again, if you have any further questions about running a job board, go to jobboardsecrets.com. Shoot me an email, chris@jobboardsecrets.com. And we'll see you in the internets, guys. How's that?
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Okay,
Chris.
thanks.
Thanks for
Chris.
joining, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Hey,
Bye.